Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Matthews, and on this episode of my series, What Makes This Movie Great, we're going to talk about one of the great Japanese movies ever made. It's Harakiri, coming up next. Alright, so Harakiri, and I hope I'm saying that right, always surprises me because I see it on IMDb.com and it's the number 33 movie all time currently ranked on that site. What's shocking about that is Harakiri is a long, slow burn, slower movie that I wouldn't expect most modern moviegoers to appreciate or care about. But on that site, it's got an 8.7 out of 10. I think this is sort of a male-oriented movie. Basically, almost all the characters are males. And it's about the Japanese ritual of seppuku. That is, samurais going to the estate of a noble or feudal lord and killing themselves in an honorable ceremony. That's what Harakiri means. Sometimes in America we say harikiri. It just means ritual Japanese suicide. So this is a 1962 movie directed by one of my favorite directors, an underrated one, Masaki Kobayashi. And it's about a character who's a samurai, or says he is, going, as I said, to a feudal lord's estate and asking or requesting a ritual ceremony where he is going to commit suicide, kill himself, because of his personal state. He no longer can serve anybody or do any good, thus it's time for the samurai to kill himself. So this is a 1962 movie set in the 1600s, and yet, of course, any historical movie is at once about history, but it's also about the present day, that is, post-World War II Japan. So when we're talking about Harakiri, ritual suicide, we're also talking about, say, kamikazes in World War II, those soldiers who risked their life killing themselves for the Japanese national cause, as well as for Japanese citizens in general just working on behalf of the nation. In the movie, the samurai goes to the estate and he has to go through different levels of bureaucracy, that is, different levels of the feudal lord's manor, in order to get to the point where he can actually try to commit suicide. And when he gets to the ritual ceremony, you see him start to play games with the feudal lords. He's up to something, and the question is, what does he want? What is he up to? Well, at the beginning of the ceremony, he starts to tell a story about another samurai who came to that very same feudal lord's estate. And that samurai, requesting to kill himself at the estate, actually wanted to back out and try to get out of it, was forced to kill himself by the feudal lord. So basically you got a frame narrative here with a samurai visiting a feudal lord's estate, talking about another samurai who in the past had come to that feudal lord's estate, was forced to commit suicide. Be careful in this movie because there are flashback sequences that you need to be attentive to. Anyway, the main storyline has a samurai who is playing games, and he tells a long backstory about his history, about his family, and it turns out he actually knew the samurai who had come to the lord's estate and was forced to kill himself. The main character of this movie is out for a form of justice. And along the way, in this longer, slow burn movie, we learn what he's up to and what kind of justice he wants. There's no need for me to spoil the movie or to go any further with it, but I will tell you what I think Kobayashi is up to in this wonderfully constructed, excellent movie. One of Kobayashi's big concerns is the use of systems and traditions on behalf of the powerful so that they can keep and maintain their power and continue to crush those who are poor, weak, or of lower classes. Here in this movie, the feudal lords are the ones who are powerful and using the samurai seppuku system to crush the weak, the lowly, the powerful. That's what the samurai who comes to the estate is up to. He's up to talking to them about their unjust practices and their unjust dominance of the society around them. I always think with Kobayashi, the feudal lords are a stand-in for state power in the 20th century, particularly nation states like Japan, maybe the US, or other more crushing, more soul-crushing totalitarian societies. But he may also be talking about history and the seppuku harikiri tradition itself. So you've got the upper class versus the lower class, the powerful versus the weak, and so this one man seeking revenge, maybe, or seeking to undo the system of power that's being perpetrated with the use of the seppuku system. And I think this movie is really, really great at getting you to feel disgust at the feudal lords who are using this samurai suicide system and how they brutalize people who are just plain in need and just need money, healthcare, and so on. My guess is that's one of the reasons why it's at the top of the IMDb list. This movie has a fantastic job of nailing its themes and making you feel something for the samurai. I also really like this movie's ending. It doesn't end in the way I would expect. You think there's going to be a showdown, and a lot of these samurai movies, you get one samurai versus 100, and that one can slaughter 100. This movie is more realistic, though. It's more interested in finding justice, but understanding that maybe justice, a perfect kind of justice, can't be achieved all at once at one time. So I'm recommending this movie highly if you like samurai movies. I wouldn't try this if this is your first Kobayashi movie. I would actually recommend Samurai Rebellion first to you, but at some point in your life, make your way to Harakiri, and I think you will be pretty satisfied if you like complex, rich, artistic movies that sort of really nail their themes. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more great content, more great ideas and reviews and movie suggestions. Please leave me a comment if you wish. Thanks and have a great day.